This is IGN. Underneath the technical shortcomings is a refreshingly brutal single-player FPS. This is your IGN review of Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl by Michael Higham. Not that a lot of post-apocalyptic first-person shooters are, but Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl is especially not for the faint of heart. It's built to generate the kind of friction that goes a long way in creating a challenging and punishing game that's also captivating. When you're left to figure things out for yourself amid myriad dangers that can kill you in a moment's notice, rarely having an easy way out of a mess, it becomes clear that the survival instincts embedded in the Stalker series are very much alive in this long-awaited sequel. But there's also an equal and opposite force at play, the type of friction that hinders you from engaging with it in earnest, like poor technical performance, bugs that are sometimes hilarious but mostly frustrating, and nonsensical enemy behavior. Yet for all that's working against it, there's an underlying greatness in how Stalker 2 immerses you into the mysteries within its massive and brutal wasteland. The Chernobyl exclusion zone, the site around the tragic real-world nuclear disaster in 1986, remains the heart of Stalker, both as a harsh and often stunning open world and a fascinating setting that's integral to Ukrainian history. In this fictionalized version, physics-defying anomalies work as deadly hazards scattered around its huge map, while equally dangerous mutated wildlife lurks about, and supernatural phenomena amid the nuclear fallout instill a sense of danger around every corner. Various factions of stalkers, mercenaries who make their risky living in the zone, are also on the hunt throughout. When it's hard to tell who's friend or foe, it's a harsh place to survive in, much less thrive. In that respect, Stalker 2 is a masterclass in atmosphere. Stunning dynamic weather, pitch-dark nights, and radioactive storms that paint the sky a hellish red or toxic green are as visually striking as they are petrifying. From the vistas of a sprawling wasteland, you get on long, on-foot treks between missions to the dark corridors of abandoned facilities. The designers at GSC Game World create a distinct sense of place and in great detail. Even something as small as hearing the patter of rain from inside the hull of a dilapidated ship, or the strum of a guitar while sitting around a campfire, I was easily pulled into the life of a stalker. All of that should be familiar to anyone who's played the original Stalker games, Shadow of Chernobyl in 2007, Clear Sky in 2009, and Call of Pripyat in 2010. And as a veteran of those games myself, it's an odd comfort to be back in the zone and see how much it's changed in the years since. Combat bounces between intense, high-stakes shootouts or unsatisfyingly unfair wars of attrition. The main difference between those two scenarios is in the bizarre behavior of the enemy AI. Regardless of difficulty setting, enemies are often dumb as rocks, reacting in nonsensical patterns while engaged and completely unaware of their surroundings. Yet their immediate pinpoint weapon accuracy and near-perfect vision, even in pitch darkness, still make things tough, and not in ways that entirely make sense. Erratic mutant movement is more annoying than it is challenging, and you'll just bang your head against the wall trying to land shots on radiated rats and dogs chaotically lunging at you. It takes off some of the horror-ish edge that they can instill. There are bright spots within those combat encounters, though. I've learned to work within the confines of sporadic enemy AI, always ready to patch up and heal to survive, and take precise shots from smart positions. Sometimes fights break out from conversations gone awry, and enemies are very quick on the draw, and I just had to concede the fact that I would take massive damage if I survived at all. Stalker 2's solid gunplay picks up a lot of the slack of its combat faults, whipping around a decked-out assault rifle with a nice red dot sight to make headshots easy, or pumping shells into a mutant from a fully modded shotgun and slowing its charge with their impact had me looking forward to those high-stakes, killer-be-killed situations. The flow of those encounters doesn't change drastically over time, but the tension stays consistent throughout. Stalker 2 also impresses with how it weaves in psychological horror with psi elements that genuinely mess with your perception of its world. There were moments both in and out of the main story where I was as surprised as I was shook by how vulnerable they left me, layering on a new level of danger. Within those highs, however, is the frequent reminder that Stalker 2 isn't in great technical shape, and this is after the day one patch. When it's firing on all cylinders, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is a rare treat that scratches the itch left behind by those older PC games, where the onus was on you to figure out how to survive and thrive in an unforgiving place that doesn't care if you live or die. It's refreshing, brutal, and a masterclass in creating a brooding atmosphere that I loved basking in, bringing new life to a place as tragic and desolate as the Zone. Once the main quest gained momentum, the choices I made and the work required to reach the end left me invested in a suspenseful story that builds on the ambitions of its predecessors. There are, however, foundational problems that are hard to ignore, like bizarre enemy behavior in combat and the many bugs and performance issues that persist after launch. But for those with the patience and determination required for a massive, intentionally inelegant shooter, those are inconveniences worth enduring. Stalker 2 is a gripping exploration of Chernobyl, and there's just nothing like it. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl's IGN score? 8. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.